If Tim Hortons hash browns are worth the wait, then so are you. And treat yourself as such. Okay? Okay. Hello guys. I got a nice 50-cent camera mount in that I got these like $3 command strips, cut one of them in half. So I'm estimating like 50 cents, but I don't really know how much it costs. It was probably like 10 cents realistically. And then I put one end on the bottom of my camera and one end on my dashboard. And so now I have a dash cam, which is kind of fancy. Really excited about that. I am going to do my video today because I enjoy driving around, especially when I'm bored, and I enjoy telling stories. So why not put both of those into one video? I'm gonna pull into Timmy Hortons. What should I get at Tim Hortons? I love Tim Hortons, I really do. I honestly think I should work here. I think that would be kind of a fun part-time gig, making donuts, making coffee, making hash browns. I think that would be fun. I think that would be a pretty dope job, honestly. Maybe it totally sucks, I don't know. If you've ever worked at Tim Hortons and you were watching this video, please let me know because I'm dying to find out. Make room in my car because I have a lot of trash. I'm basically a raccoon, like a trash panda kind of thing. I collect a lot of receipts for no goddamn reason. Oh, it's my turn. Alright, what should I get? Hello!
Thanks for stopping. What can I get fresh for you?
Do you still have hash browns?
I think that they have some minutes in the oven, so.
Alright, awesome. Could I get... Could I do the... a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel? 2 hash browns on the side. Can I get one of those tangerine refreshers as well?
What size?
We'll just do a medium.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
Alright, you go ahead and pull up.
Awesome, thank you.
Welcome.
Hello. Alrighty. Here you go. Thank you.
Hey, can I have you pull around to the door?
Yeah, thank you. Pull around to the door. Hash browns are worth the wait, guys. If you ever find yourself in a situation where a guy is not willing to wait for you, whether it's waiting in a relationship or holding the door open for you, or willing to wait to eat dinner so he eats it with you, whatever the case may be, if Tim Hortons hash browns are worth the wait, then so are you. And treat yourself as such. Okay? Okay. If you are bored or lonely and need someone to eat with, pull up your food. Eat with me. I'm waiting on my food, but you can go ahead and start eating. I'm not picky. Go ahead. I have my tangerine refresher. It needs to be a little stirred. That's okay though. Got one of my hairs on it. But yeah, they're pretty good. I like them a lot. But yeah, how are you guys doing? Leave a comment or shout at the screen, whatever tickles your fancy. Basically, I want to take you guys through a little bit of a story time today and tell you about some of my funniest and scariest recruiting horror stories. And then at the end, I'll give you guys some recruiting tips. Bag has been secured. Got Tim Hortons. My God, I am a whore for potatoes. Holy cow, I could eat potatoes all damn day. So I'm waiting for this one way. We're gonna get started on story number 1 is of my recruiting horror stories today. This one's so wild. I'm not gonna talk about names of the school that I worked at or names of the recruits or athletes or anything like that. I'm gonna keep it all pretty unnamed. 1, to keep the identities safe, but 2, So I don't get sued. I don't want to get sued. That would be really tragic because I have no money, and you know what happens when you sue someone with no money is you get no money. So if I'm gonna do something where you could get money, I want everyone to benefit from it, you know? It's not just gonna be you wasting your money suing me and then you not getting the money and then me just being in trouble. Like, that's not gonna benefit anyone. But anyway, this story was when I first started coaching, and it was like my first month at at one of these places that I worked at. And I was pretty new to recruiting because my job before that didn't recruit, or I didn't really recruit. I had been recruiting my butt off, you know, talking to all these ladies and gents. And I had this one girl who was just a really top-notch recruit. And I couldn't figure out why she hadn't really been around too much, hadn't gone on a lot of visits or anything. I just couldn't figure it out, right? Potato break. Oh, potatoes. But so anyway, I, after about a month of talking to her, I get her on campus and get her for a visit. I took a lot more time initially when I was recruiting. So I was even surprised that this happened because I was very thorough, you know. But took her on an on-campus visit. And the way I did it was I would do Sunday night. They would get there, have dinner with the throwers, and then they would go stay the night at one of the throwers' dorms. One of the throwers would host them, and then Monday morning they would watch practice, and then they would go to admissions and get the full tour, and so on and so forth, you know. And then we'd talk afterwards, and then they'd be on their merry way. So dinner goes great. Nice girl, everyone likes her. Goes home with one of my throwers, and I text her a couple of times, and she's like, "This is really weird. We need to talk tomorrow." Not the recruit, but this student athlete that she was staying with. And I was like, "Okay, what's going on?" And she's like, "It's just weird. I'll talk to you tomorrow." Okay. So we go through practice, and then we go to admissions, and I drop her off for the visit. And I can't remember if she texted me or if she stopped by my office. I honestly can't remember. This was a while ago. But she tells me that, you know, her and this recruit were talking about, you know, what people do on campus and so on and so forth. And somehow, and I know this athlete that I had her stay with doesn't party or drink or anything like that, but somehow the subject of, well, some people do go out and party, came up, which happens at every campus. I get it. And the recruit said something to the effect of, all people who drink should die. And as you can imagine, my athlete was a little taken aback, a little caught off guard. And then she went on this whole like tirade of like, yeah, all drinkers should die, and like they don't deserve to live, and all this sort of stuff. And I'm sitting here listening to this like, what the heck? And so I'm just like, what do I do? You know, that's not someone I want around my athletes. First of all, holy cow, thank God I put her with someone who doesn't drink, you know. Second of all, what the fuck? You know, that's so scary. Cause like at the end of the day, you know, people are gonna make their choices, yeah. And whether you agree with them or not is one thing, but that is a death threat. Like, that is a death threat. Like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? So yeah, after I played it off like I didn't know anything, you know, after she left, I never talked to her again. And I don't typically do that to recruits because I feel like that's really in bad taste, you know, but I never talked to her again because I didn't feel comfortable. One, if she's willing to give death threats, I didn't feel comfortable telling her that we weren't moving forward with her. I didn't want to give her a reason or anything, because one, you don't want it to be like liable, or I don't want to get sued or anything like that. But two, if she's unstable enough to say that all people who drink should die, then she might be unstable enough to come back and either harm the thrower that she stayed with for the day, or harm me, or who knows what she would have done. So that is horror story number one. I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna eat some potato. Story number two, and I forgot to mention both of these stories are pre-COVID. So these are a little old for stories, but story number two, while I'm waiting at this stoplight, is right around the same time as story number one, actually. I think it was like about a month later. And another really promising recruit that I had on campus, I think she was like a 43-foot shot putter, something really good, for like a D2 school. And again, won't tell you her name, but she came on campus, same Sunday, Monday format as the other one. Very excited for her. Very nice over text, so on and so forth. Just really excited for this recruit, you know, and I think I should know better to not get excited until after they visit, you know, but it is what it is. I'll do it no matter what. I'm always excited about everything. But anyway, have this girl on campus the night before, and her mom's like really name dropping her coach, and she's from a good like youth development camp or coach or club or whatever. So yes, I am excited. She knows her stuff. That's good, right? We get to 6 a.m. practice in the morning, and not even 30 minutes into practice, she tells me I'm doing it wrong. And you know, I'm usually really good with criticism, you know, especially if it's from my throwers or another coach or whatever, you know. Generally, unless you're being rude about it or unreasonable, if you say, hey coach, no, I really wish you would do this, yeah, sure, you know. Now if you start bagging on me, then I'm not going to respect that, because that's disrespectful. But you know, if you approach me correctly and tell me what I need to change, then I'll change it. However, when you are a recruit and you straight up start the conversation with, you're doing it wrong, you need to do this, I'm sorry, what? You're 17 and you've never thrown in college before. Like, yeah, you might know your stuff, but you know, that's not the way to go about it. And even if I was doing it wrong, you know, I'm a coach. Find out why I'm doing it that way first, because I had a specific reason for what I was doing that morning. And instead of asking me, hey, why are you doing it this way, just straight up starting with you're doing it wrong is kind of offensive, honestly. And I'm not a fan of when people criticize before they try to understand. And that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves in life with athletes or parents or whatever the case may be. Even in this case, a recruit. Try to understand why they're doing what they're doing before you go in and criticize. And that's it, you know. That is really the root of a lot of problems that you see as a coach. And this one in particular was rough. She was very just abrasive, was the best way to put it. It was, and I know where she went. She went to a coach who's a friend of mine. And I hope she's doing well. You know, I really hope she's doing well. The reason that you go on recruiting trips is to find out if the coach is right for you. And if that was something that she wanted, if she wanted to be able to openly criticize coaches, then I am not for her, you know. I have my reasons for what I do, and I'm willing to talk about them. I'm willing to discuss, and I'm willing to adapt and change and all of that. But if you can't go on with civil conversation first, then it's not gonna happen, you know? And so after that morning, after that incident, she hopped in and started trying to coach my athletes for me. I stayed quiet, you know, I'm not the kind of person, unless you really push my buttons repetitively, to snap back at someone. I'll let you do a few things before I react. So she walked into my practice, started coaching some of my throwers. And, you know, I'm all for involvement and everything like that. And I do have some of my athletes help coach each other, especially now where I'm at. It's a lot easier to do that because there's the automatic assumed respect here at TIFF, and I really, really, you know, like how everyone kind of helps each other. It's smooth. I like it. But having a recruit walk in and I quote say, "You're doing it wrong," and then jump in and start coaching my throwers for me, that just didn't sit well with me. And then we went to lunch after her tour with admissions, and she had contacted her club coach for drills to give to me or to send to me so that I would know how to coach shot put. And you know, I get it. I'm a young coach. Sorry I'm young, but if you don't think I'm coaching shot put right within the 30 minutes that you've met me, then maybe you shouldn't go here. And she didn't, you know. After that visit, I never reached out to her again, never offered her or anything like that. And she went to a good place. But that's about as much as I'll say. I hope she's doing well, and I hope she found a coach that more suits her. Evidently, I feel like I am a good shot put coach, but it just was not the right fit in my opinion. And that is that. Now that we've told some stories, it's time for some advice. My recommendations for recruiting are, if you're an athlete, you know, go in with an open mind. Just because you're used to something being a certain way doesn't mean that college is going to be that same exact way, you know. There are so many different ways to train throwers and so many coaches with different perspectives, and you never know what you really need. A way you've never tried might be the key to your success. So try to go in with an open mind. There's a lot of different coaches with different perspectives and educations and knowledge that can help you. And if you're closed off to one whole type of coaching, then you might miss a lot of opportunities. Another bit of advice is don't go to college just for your coach. There are so many good coaches out there, but don't pick your last place based off of who's going to coach you, because what happens if that coach leaves? I'm going to kind of drop a little bit of a knowledge bomb on you guys that the average college track coaching position is 2.5 years. Now, that sounds really short, and it is, because your eligibility 9 times out of 10 is 4 years now with COVID, usually 5. Hello guys, it's Editing Liz. All of my videos cut off before the outro or whatever. I was having some camera technical difficulties with this whole video. I promise I will get better. I'm still learning how to vlog and everything like that, and I'm still learning this camera. There's a lot that I don't know how to do yet, so bear with me, please. I hope the video makes sense. I'm still working through all of the content that I recorded today. But yeah, you know, let me know what you like, what you don't. If you like it, drop a like. I really appreciate it. And if you have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments. If you like the storytime video, I promise I will get a better setup where the steering wheel is not in my face. And I'll move my camera over next time. But my camera doesn't have a flip-up screen, so I honestly couldn't see that it was in the way. Other than that, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next week.